and welcome to the Lincoln Lounge for the Abraham Drinking Podcast. This is a show where we will talk about random bullshit for the next hour to an hour and a half. We are uncensored, unedited, and no holds barred, covering anything and everything from beer to bitches, rags to riches, sports to courts, bars to cars, music to movies, just about anything and everything. Please follow us across all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also find us on all listening platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. As always, I'm the sexy Gretzky George Gresko. I'm alongside the wild man Edward Scully. And officially his nickname is the Yeeter of Worlds, Chris Restivo. The Yeet King was a little too much, I thought. A little too much, so I went with the Yeeter of the World.
The Yeeter, I'll take
the
it.
The Yeeter of the World.
Like Destroyer of the World.
Yeah, but the Yeeter.
Listen, I love that thing, man. Listen, the Yeeter.
The Yeeter of the World. I'm just making sure volume was good. Okay. We are good there.
Get a lot of feedback. Not anymore.
Should be good. Well, no, it's the feedback from the iPad. Gotcha. I just want to make sure volume was good there. Gentlemen, how the hell are you guys?
Doing well.
Just well? How's it hanging?
A little humid. We got some rain.
Finally. We need fucking rain.
Yeah, man, my lawn's dying.
Your lawn's dying?
Yeah, it's bad.
I've watered trimmed. Too. Bushes trimmed?
Yeah.
You going to be okay for the show, though?
He got sunburnt, and he's just...
Dude, it's like sunstroke's a real thing.
I had that thing like 10 years ago. I know it's a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
I've dealt with that before. Like,
I'm also I'm trying to move as little as possible to not feel the parts of me that are
Tell the listeners why you're sunburned. What'd you do?
I went kayaking at Camp High on the Cuyahoga River.
How many miles? Like, it was pretty far?
7 miles, 4 hours roughly.
Shirt off?
Started at 1.
Completely burnt?
Yeah.
Tell them about your white lines from your fat.
Oh, my God. No, that's for me to know. And you ladies
to find out.
Well, come on. Take your shirt off for the ladies that are, like, watching
It hurts
shit.
enough to wear it. I can't do it. Man. I'll show you off the camera like a whore for $5.
$5?
$5 is $5.
Fuck though.
I would take your shirt off and show everybody. That's what I would do.
I'm also happy this isn't the worst I've ever been sunburned. Like, the worst sunburn I've ever had, I was at Thompson's Dragway, where I was watching my buddy run his Mustang.
Oh, the drag strip?
Yeah. Oh, my God, the sun beats on you like something else right there.
Yeah, it's hot.
My whole nose peeled, and I was going to jiu-jitsu the next day, and my buddy just grabbed my skin just slid all the way. I'm like, well, I can't roll today, I guess. So
sunburn fucking sucks.
Oh,
luckily
man.
For me, I'm Greek and Italian. I don't even burn anymore.
Sure you do.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't.
I don't?
Not unless I took my shirt off. I haven't had my shirt off in years.
Yeah.
You got tan lines? You got a tan line?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
but I'm very hairy as well.
Dude,
like I said, I'm Greek.
We got to shave that shit.
Rogaine, bud. It's a man's best friend.
How about no?
You can nair that stuff.
Yeah, that too.
Nair, no. Absolutely not. But a quick reminder before we get really into the show. Tonight, at 9 p.m., we are debuting Honest Abe's Sports Report, which you can watch right here on the Abraham Drinking page. I will be with Ulysses S. Rant, Kyle Carini, and Speed Racer Hunter Combs for this one. We will cover all the hot topics in the sports world, from the Cleveland Guardians to the Cleveland Browns start in training camp. We're going to go over just about anything and everything. So be sure to tune in tonight at 9 p.m. We'll be right here in the Lincoln Lounge. And then, one more quick mention. If anyone needs a DJ of any type, please get a hold of Abraham Entertainment. We can do weddings, trivia, bingo, fundraisers, work gatherings, literally anything you guys could think of. Chris, anything you want to say about Abraham Entertainment?
We should, high school dances.
High school dances?
That's what we got to do. That's where the fun is. Like, I've done a few of those back in the day, and those are absolutely fun.
Get people turned up?
Like
those
are the fun. Oh, yeah, like prom, winter, fall, homecomers.
Jesus.
Like, I mean, it sucks because, the school will be like, you can't play this song, this song, this song, this song. Yeah. But listen, I mean, you can play It's Raining Men, and I'm telling you, those kids don't give a fuck. They will dance to whatever you play. And it's fun, man. Like,
Did you ever go to like the middle school dances, like the e-pail dances? Do you remember hearing e-pail? Oh my God, we were so out of control at these things. Like at 13 years old, like.
But that's what we need to do because like school's starting, like you'll have all those dances. So we need to, like me and you need to get together. Yeah,
we'll get a plan in place.
Yeah,
tomorrow we're starting with a little bit of trivia at Fats tomorrow night.
Yep.
So if you're into trivia, we're going to be down at Francatoni's. I believe it's. I think the event starts at 7, but I'm not starting the actual trivia till 8. I believe, pretty sure. So yeah. Anything you need, any kind of entertainment needs, get a hold of me or Chris. Message our Facebook page. You can call me or text me at 440-725-9194.
We got to get business cards. We got to still do all that stuff.
Oh, man, I could do all that. I could have that within a few days.
Yeah, well, that's what we got to start rocking and rolling on all that stuff.
Might as well plug my printing business, G&G Printing.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Ding!
Ding!
For all your apparel and shirt needs.
Getting all that stuff going.
Is it G&G because George Gresco?
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be GG?
No, it's George and Gresco. Family.
Okay.
I might have a kid one day, Ed.
But it is Gresco and Gresco.
No, it's George and Gresco.
But your name is George Gresco.
Yeah, but it's George
so
and Gresco family.
GG?
It is GG. G and G.
But then it's not. It's G and G.
No, it's George and Gresco family.
Does your dad help you?
He could.
Does he?
No.
Okay.
No.
So it's just George Gresco.
I'm just preparing for the future.
He's a one-man band, print and press over here.
Print and press.
There you go.
That should be our new slogan, print and press.
There you go.
All right, gentlemen. Let's get into... I'm not sure if you guys watched any of the Olympics so far.
I have.
Chris, any of the Olympics?
Nope.
Have you heard anything about the Olympics?
Nope.
Nothing. Well, this will at least make you laugh a little bit then.
Oh, shit.
I was telling Ed before we started the show, the Olympics, they fucked up the opening ceremony.
Imagine that.
Like, really bad. Like, people were pretty pissed off, especially people that are religious. So...
The Pope did not condone it,
yeah,
huh?
no. People are not happy, and there's definitely some controversy over this. Drag queens took center stage during the opening ceremony, and the performance reenacted was parts of the Last Supper. So, and I have a picture right here that people are just outraged. They reenacted, did a little skit, and it was the Last Supper that they finally kind of got into, like, the picture for it. Which is pretty bizarre. Like, who in the right minds thought this was okay for millions of people to watch? Like,
wait, they put that on.
This was on live on television. This was the opening ceremony for the Olympics in, where is it at? Paris.
Yeah. That is wild.
Like, crazy, right?
Yeah, what happened to hiring a band and doing a show?
Like, yeah. Who in their right fucking minds thought that was okay to do?
French people.
Like,
the Democrats.
It's not Democrats. I don't even think.
Let's wake them up right now.
I don't even think the U.S. Democratic Party would go that far.
Yes, they would.
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, it was them.
That's France, man. That's not even America.
I'm just saying.
They don't have. It's different.
I know that, but I'm
You're
just saying.
making a broad generalization here.
You woke Ed up.
I woke him up. Well, I had to wake him up
poke
somehow.
The bear.
All right.
Ed, what is your thoughts on this, honestly?
Yeah, I didn't even see it. I really don't care.
It was weird.
Do what you want.
But here's the next weird part. So there's this little blue Smurf man, okay? Which...
Papa Smurf was there?
I'm no joke. This guy was part of it. And people are pissed because his little balls are hanging out.
He's
live on fucking television.
Dude. And they didn't censor it?
No. That's live on television. It was live.
Okay.
It was straight. There was the... Thoughts on the little blue balls?
All right, that's far. That's going too far.
Papa
I don't
Smurf.
like the contrast between his skin and the beard either. That is wild.
It's just a little creepy. Like
Who's
what?
that?
Like who's in charge? And
Yes.
said, you're on live in front of millions of people. Like who? Yeah, I don't get it.
No.
Chris,
I didn't. I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Like, this was live on television.
This was live in front of millions and millions of people.
I just want to say this is another reason why France has always been the butt of many jokes.
Yes.
When it comes to foreign politics. Because they do...
Here we go.
They do shit like this.
Like who... Like, I want to know that conversation. Hey, we're doing these people dressed as
We're having a
men
drag show.
Yeah, a drag show.
For the Olympic Open ceremony.
Like, I want to know that conversation that happened with
know.
the higher-ups.
And why is it they said drag show and not strip show? And they're like, no, but we'll let ball show, just not titties. Like, you already lost a lot of men with that show. You could have just drawn them back.
Yeah,
no,
but balls are okay, but tits, we'll hold off on the tits.
Yeah, see, like, come on.
Like, I want to know what the conversation was that said that higher up was like, yeah, that
I
sounds
mean,
like a great idea.
I guess technically they got titties. It's just not the ones we wanted.
No.
You think somebody got fired over this?
Oh,
No.
I would most certainly. So I heard on the radio this morning they were talking about it a little bit. They said that the Olympics, they were censoring it really fast to get like all of this to go away.
You know what it makes me think, Greg? Because we
they're
were talking
deleting everything.
earlier about Paris was trying to make it really cheaply. Like you were saying, the pools were built out of wood for some of it, and then I heard like they spent $8 billion total for like planning and developing it. Where like when Japan did it, they spent $17 billion. So they're trying to spend half. It's less than half of what Japan had spent for when they hosted, and then they're having the problem where
this is insane what he told me before we started.
Right now, because I think it's like 15,000 athletes, right, are attending. That's not including their coaches and trainers, and there can also be like doctors that could be there as well. And
there's a lot that goes into these events.
They have a food supply shortage there, where like athletes aren't able to get proteins they like eggs, and carbs they like rice. So they've had, like, the UK actually brought in chefs to cook more meals for their team. Where, like, at least they live nearby, but, like, all these guys, like, went over there and just aren't able to take in the necessary calories. Right. Where, like, male swimmers, they'll burn 10,000 calories a day.
Could you imagine
need a lot
if
of
you're
food.
that athlete, like, you're the best in the world, and you can't get fucking a breakfast the morning of your... You'd fucking live it. Like,
I'm trying to perform at my best over here.
And then
like,
you're fucking LeBron James lighting the fucking torch, and you see fucking men dressed as women with blue balls hanging out. Like,
hey, man, LeBron James probably liked it, so don't even get me started on LeBron James. Don't even get me started on him.
Still salty he left, huh?
I was never a LeBron James fan.
Do you like basketball, though?
Huh?
Like basketball, though?
Yeah, I mean, he's ruined basketball for everybody, but don't get me started about LeBron James.
Let's talk about LeBron James.
Yeah, let's
save it for the sports report.
Let's save it. Let's save it for when Marcus is here.
Yeah, we're most certainly talking Olympic basketball team because tune into the Honest Abe Sports Report at 9 p.m. A lot more sports. We're trying not to talk as many sports. What was that? Something just squealed. Like, what the shit? Oh, it's your vape. But, yeah, definitely tune in on Honest Abe Sports Report tonight. But, yeah, that's insane. Like, you can't get your fucking meal before you're...
It's messed up.
They also the Olympics. You're the best athletes in the world, and you can't get a meal?
So, like, a rough estimate would be like 60,000 people that are there specifically for the event or to participate or aid in people participating in the event. I remember reading the space for them to dine would only seat like 26 or 3,600 people, where you're like, you need at least 15,000 chairs for the athletes alone.
That's not, man.
Yeah,
it's
like none of it was planned out well enough, or they were like, oh, we'll just let them suffer. It'll help our people out.
God, I'd be so fucking pissed. I worked my whole life to be like the best in the world, and you can't eat fucking breakfast. God,
what a bombshell.
What do you guys think about Papa Smurf?
We already did that.
I know, but still, I want to see his blue balls one more time.
I think you're turned on. That's why you want.
I'm aroused.
I mean, that is that like body paint on him?
I think it's body paint, yeah.
Huh?
Because you could see his nipple and like his belly button.
Are you sure you didn't just go to like Spirit of Halloween, where it's like, hey, I need that paint to look like Papa Smurf?
Like,
something.
Like, what is he wearing on his head?
It's not like iodine, right?
Is that like apples? Like, what is that on top of his head?
Cherries?
Cherries, apples? Like, what is it?
Cherries and blue balls.
What is that? Like, what's the... I have to ask, what is on the bottom of his balls?
Like, I don't know if this is... No, this...
I've been trying out.
This right here is, I think, just like the background of whatever this is.
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
All right, next
I don't even
topic.
know. Hey, look at the girl in the background, like right hair
Yeah,
to the left.
this one?
Yeah, like,
Because all she's got is
like
hair
that.
and butt,
She's
right?
like,
No,
wow.
she's like, that ass, though.
I know. She's like, I'm gonna eat that ass later.
Two of them.
I'm two on that ass. Like, jeez, man, I can't believe they even let that happen. I'm saying people got fired. I don't watch it.
Something definitely
I don't know.
happened, and I'm not. But I know there was a lot of people, Christians and Catholics, that are very pissed off about it.
Yeah.
Like it was everywhere this morning. They talked about this on the radio for the first hour. I listened to Rover's Morning Glory, and they literally talked about it for an hour today.
Yeah, I
Just
don't watch
like
it.
What is there to talk about for an hour?
blue balls.
Yeah,
Blue
but
balls.
like that gets old after the first 5 minutes.
That shit hurts.
Another
Ed.
reason I don't watch Rover's Morning Glory. Or listen.
That shit hurts, Ed. Blue balls.
Next slide. The next slide.
All right. Here we
Ugh.
go. It's just a background. Little wedding ring. Are you ready for the circle of trust?
I'm not trust falling with you, man.
All right, here's a wild story from you coming out of Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
And here we go. John Lego was cheating on his wife with the next door neighbor. John Lego was giving his neighbor a good old finger blasting.
Oh, the wedding ring got lost.
John Lego was finger blasting Stephen Lonkar right up his ass. Yeah,
I don't know who
yeah,
that
you
is.
thought it was a woman, didn't you? Plot twist. Well, John Lego's wedding ring came off in Stephen Lonkar's asshole. Here's another plot twist. John's wife ended up finding out what happened when the medical bill was sent to their house.
Huh? What do you think that billing line says?
Stuck in sphincter.
Colostomy bag?
Yeah, the circle of
Numbal
trust.
agent? Lubricant? Like,
Chris?
are you surgically removing this?
Chris
Are
had
you?
to take a deep breath there.
So this guy is fingering the next door neighbor's dude's ass, and he lost his ring in the ass, and they had to go to the emergency room
Yep.
to get it removed.
Both married to women.
I believe the one guy that was given the finger blast and was married,
Yeah.
And
he
wife,
lost his wedding ring.
and his wife
But
got
then,
the bill.
no, I would imagine that it would be the guy that has the ring up their ass got the medical bill. So I think they're both married.
Well,
it sounds like.
I think it's the guy that actually did the finger blast, and his wife found out because she was suspicious of the wedding ring being missing, and the medical bill was being sent to his house. So I think he's like, "Oh fuck, I need that ring back. I'm going to the emergency room with you.
Yeah.
I need this back." And I think he ended up paying for it.
Damn.
And the wife got the bill before he did.
It came to the residence. You know they fuck up that. They're like, "Hey, can you email me the bill?" And they still send it to the address.
No,
Like,
that's
they
where you
fuck
have
shit
a
up all
PO
the time.
box if you're going to be an asshole.
Like how?
Or a
Like,
finger an asshole.
like how do you think she like brought it up to him? Like that's what I want to know. Like,
Yeah, I would have been like, "What?" First off, when it gets there, you're probably like, "What is this? Like, why do I have a medical bill?" And then he's just like, "Fuck."
But I just want to know, like, was she clever about it? Like, was she, or did she get mad and be like, "What the fuck?" Or was she like sitting down, like eating dinner, and then like just kind of like slide it over to him, and then him like, "Oh fuck," or did she like do something?
Do you think the doctors cleaned the wedding ring for him, or he had to do that on his own?
We had a really funny comment about the blue guy that I have
What?
to. He said, "Gresco, I saw you dressed like the blue guy at the gay bar in Willoughby when it was there."
Sad news about that spot. Dukes
All
and Boots
aboard.
is closed.
Yeah, the new Dukes
For
and
all
Boots in
of
downtown Willoughby, the
those that
country bar.
enjoy.
It's closed already.
It's already closing.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't.
Really?
I saw one of our friends post about it, and then he said he was in the group chat with somebody else.
Yeah,
and they said it's
'cause,
closed.
One of the bartenders went with us from Boots, and we were all in a group chat together kayaking. So, yeah, I wanted to go yesterday to get chicken.
No more chicken.
No more chicken.
Thoughts on the Ring of Trust?
I mean, that's got to suck, man. I mean, there had to be. So you figure I was married, my wedding ring was kind of tight. You know, I mean, it would take a lot to get off. So I'm guessing there had to be a lot of lube up in that ass for that fucking wedding ring to come off, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, there was a lot of KY jelly, whatever they used, hot tui, whatever you want to call it. There had to be a lot of lube in that ass for that wedding ring to come off.
Maybe it was like a fisting.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
my God.
Jesus, dude.
When your poops just don't come out smooth
can't hear
enough.
you.
When your poops just don't come out smooth enough. Fisting.
Fist them.
Widen your asshole and drop plop in the toilet. All
dude.
you need, like.
Drop and plop.
that's got, I mean,
That's rough.
is that grounds for the divorce? I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Your husband's cheating on the neighbor and having gay butt stuff going on. Like,
yeah.
yes, absolutely.
But now you're also the one that turned a man gay.
I don't understand, man. I mean,
It's all the jokes are going to be like, honey, we feel sorry for you, but you need to learn how to hock too.
I mean, dude, like, you got to
What's
keep
the guy's
that.
name?
Lega?
Stephen Loncar gave the good old hock to a
What city? I mean, what state was it in?
Boston, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I mean, you got to
Go
figure.
Celtics.
I mean, you got to figure. I mean, all of his, everybody's going to know. Like, that dude's reputation out there is
he's done.
Like, work, friends, family. Like, you know, everybody is making fun of this dude, right?
And even like the wife's family, like the whole, he's just fucked.
He's
I
a
mean-
disgrace.
Like his attorney, like everybody's just looking at him, and you know, you just got to look at your attorney and be like, listen, man, there's no question. You know why my wife is divorcing me.
Right.
Just don't ask me nothing, man.
She's getting.
Like, you know, where do I sign? What do I have to do?
Yeah.
Like, that's embarrassing, man.
Man,
Like, just to
I
get
couldn't
caught.
imagine like she's like, "What is this?" You instantly fucking turn white.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
You're just
you
like-
pass out. Like, yeah,
It's just like your fucking breath gets taken away. You're like done.
like
it's
I just
over.
don't understand. Like, I mean, my wedding ring was tight because I never wanted to lose it.
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, it's supposed to be sized for you.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
That had to be so wet inside that ass, dude. Like,
Just so
wet.
Just a wet ass.
This is gross.
I mean,
okay?
it
Can
is
we-
kind
can we-
of gross.
What's the next story,
No,
George?
forget it. Like, I want to know what happens, like, when you go to the hospital and you have to explain this to the doctor. Be like, listen, man, like,
Do
you just
think
come
he gave-
out.
He got IVs. Like,
you
he
know,
got that on the
I
bill,
think
too.
we covered a story a while back, and it was like the craziest things found up their ass, and you wouldn't believe it. Happens a lot, like with the fucking little balls and fucking.
I still like what my criminal justice teacher showed us. Like, the things that they confiscated from prisons
Oh, I'm
that were
sorry.
smuggled up people's rectums. There was this guy had a full revolver, like not together. It was separate, but like long-handled revolver, cartridge separate, and bullets all shoved up his butt for when he went in prison. There was another one with the Painesville jail. I heard, like a few years ago, fully loaded, like small revolver style, just right up there.
That's what
Like-
that's what we covered. Do you remember the story, the snake story?
No.
There was like they were really expensive snakes, and he put these baby snakes in condoms and tied them and put it up his ass to cross.
Oh.
But it was the Canadian border into the U.S.
Dude.
So I'm like, how did the snakes get to the Canadian border? I'm like, that's a really weird.
Wait, from U.S. and Canada?
Yeah, it was from Canada smuggling them into the
US.
U.S. and he got caught.
That poor snake.
Listen, man.
You know they have to breathe, right? They're just going to suffocate in your condom.
Listen,
I don't-
I'm a true believer on the ass thing. It is an exit only for male and female. Like that, I'm a true believer on that, man.
No butt stuff, huh?
No, man. There's just no way.
Not even a thumb in.
Like, dude, I'm just a true believer. It's an exit only thing, man. That's just the way that I. Oh fuck, man. It's probably
That might be the
man.
title of this episode. Exit only.
Exit only, man. I mean, I don't. Can we just go to the next story, man? Because I'm just like devastated now, man. Hope the next story's pretty good.
It's not. And knowing George,
Speaking
it's
of
worse.
assholes.
Oh shit!
It's worse. Told you.
No. Have you guys ever had
Thank God.
an annoying neighbor? Like, just the worst possible person ever?
Oh yeah.
Like, what do they do? Like, what was the... Like, what... Like...
Well, like, I remember my grandmother's neighbor. So, like, my before they moved to Florida, they owned this property. It was, like, 3.5 acres. And a T is built in, like, a nice area in Cuyahoga. And... No, Ashtabula. And there was... their backyard was basically swampland. And when they started building there, they just ignored that. But after a few years, they passed a law where you couldn't now build back there anymore. But one of the things that happened was there was this wealthy guy that decided to put in a big piece of property over there. Nice house. He would later build like a retaining water like area like they do at condo or not condos, like those in front of like residential with all those, it's like cove or
Yeah.
And he did that for the yard, but like when they would get really heavy rain, everything would flood. And I remember seeing my grandfather in boots that would go past his knees, walking in this water to unclog drains and stuff.
Yeah.
But like he would be like up to here is water deep, and it would just be everywhere. There's times like he wouldn't even cut it off because he couldn't.
Yeah.
The neighbors were suing them, saying that they made the land slanted so they would
Jesus.
get flooded. Mind you, my grandparents' basement flooded so many fucking times growing up. If they had a pump already, they would just put a hose down there, pump all the water up, get it out there and dry it on. There was a point when they finally got the whole thing sealed, so like they didn't have that problem anymore. But there would still be like times where like they were still like, a little skeptical, but like after they did that, it was a lot better. But the water out there would just not drain. It was all farmland. It was nice clayey, just
I have a few funny comments. Someone said when we were talking about the ass before, said, opens up live podcast, closes podcast, throws computer out window. And then another comment was, I wholeheartedly thought this guy was about to tell us, nothing compares to my criminal justice teacher beating up my ass. That's what I thought you were about to say. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Speaking of like neighbors, though, so I'll give them a shout out because we're still very close. So I went to school with a girl named Stephanie Klima. She lived right next door to me. Her dad was known as Big Joe. This guy's 6'5", just monstrous, 300-pound man.
Yeah.
And he took just really good care of his grass. And I mean, his grass was no bigger from here to the back wall over here, but he was the get off my lawn guy. Like, we lived on a dead-end street, thousands of kids in our area.
Yeah.
And the ball would go in his yard. He's like, don't you grab that ball. You're not grabbing the ball. And we were young, like we were kids, so we were like, all right, we're going to leave it there and wait till you go inside, and then we'll grab it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I remember we used to play Foursquare a lot, and my driveway was along his yard. So we would, step in his yard in the same spot over and over, so there would be, like, a little brown spot. And we would piss him off. But, yeah, just, like, that Karen neighbor.
Oh, man.
That's got to be the worst. Like, even my neighbors here, like, we'll have a fire, and I remember they called the fucking
fire department
because the smoke was blowing towards their house. I'm like,
Fucking stupid, man.
Yeah.
When I was married, I lived in Parma. The neighbor to the right, her and her husband, and this neighbor, she was such a bitch. Like, we would have people over, and she would, like, literally just come out, and she would just take pictures of everybody's license plate, man. She was, like, that kind of neighbor. Like, she would just take pictures of license plates, man, for, like, no reason when people would just come over our house.
Yeah.
Like, and our daughters, we had a pool in the backyard, fenced in backyard pool. And she was just so nosy, man. I hated her, man. I hated
it's funny
the neighbor, man.
It's funny you say that because I had that neighbor get off my lawn guy. The neighbor to the right of my mom's house, Glenda. the most. If anyone stepped outside, you would see she would open her screen door and you would hear it click. She'd peek her head out, or someone like a weird car would drive down. You saw her like peeking through the blinds and
she
shit.
Just nosy
the worst,
neighbor.
just the worst. Glenda,
I hate neighbors, man.
Glenda.
Hate nosy neighbors like that. You actually, I mean, you want to be cool with your neighbors, so they can watch your house, you can watch their house.
Yeah, you see something sus, you can be like, hey, just letting you know.
Yeah.
Hey,
If you're out of
talks.
town, you get packages, you can pick them up, bring them in your house, and when they get home and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
You want to be
But, like-
cool with your neighbors, man. You want
Yeah.
relationship with your neighbors. You don't want to be that neighbor.
Because, like, we would have our neighbors, like, it was okay with them, we would take vacations, they would feed our dogs, let them
Yeah.
outside.
Well, it's not like that. Not much anymore. Because, like, my mom's street now, she still lives in the same house. It's like house. And she doesn't talk to any of the neighbors anymore because they're all, like, people have moved and new neighbors.
Okay.
Like, people don't talk to each other anymore.
It's just a different world, man.
So-
It's not like
When's
that.
the last time you had a phone call?
A phone call?
Yeah, like, same with that. I was thinking about that recently. Like,
Like an actual phone
no, but
call?
yeah, people don't really dial the phone to be like, hey,
I talk to
how
my
are
mom
you?
probably once a day.
Okay. Any of your,
My
like,
dad
your
will
friends
call
or
me.
people your age?
My
While
dad will
texting.
call. Yeah. Very rare.
Yeah.
When's the last time you had a phone call?
I got that. Like, pick up the phone and call.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I talk to my daughter every day.
Yeah.
Okay, there you
so
go.
I mean,
yeah.
so yeah.
I don't like texting.
Huh?
So, like, I prefer a phone call.
I mean,
where can actually
It depends
talk
on
to
what you're
somebody.
trying to get across.
Oh, yeah.
Because if it's something like really quick, like Ed, where are you at? I'm not gonna call you.
Yeah.
Like, Ed, where are you at? Like,
But I still, like, I wouldn't care if you did.
no, I'll
Just-
call. I'll call you. You want me to call you for
Sure.
Ron? All right.
I feel like I'm actually using my phone correctly.
Well,
I'm just doom scrolling.
Speaking of neighbors, though, imagine this neighbor, and you've talked about it on the show. You've been divorced,
Mm-hmm.
so I think you might be able to relate possibly to this. Ron Giles and his ex-wife Linda got a divorce, so Ron thought it was a good idea to buy the house directly across the street. Ron bought a massive 10-foot by 8-foot digital sign and put it directly in his front yard facing his ex-wife's house. The sign would read the following, and there's over 200 unique messages, but I just took the first 5 that came up. The digital sign would read, Linda is a cunt. Linda takes it in the ass. Linda has beef curtains.
Oh, my God.
Linda can't cook. Linda doesn't wipe her ass fully. And there was like 200 of these that
Oh,
would
just-
go across digitally, like in front of churches. But a 10-foot by 8-foot sign is insane. Like, that's
Yeah.
a big fucking... That's like that wall.
So
Yeah.
my first thing that comes to mind is he said, Linda takes it in the ass and she doesn't wipe her ass. So why is he sticking it in the ass if she doesn't wipe her ass completely? Like, that's what I'm going to ask.
I guess he liked the cookies, man.
So...
Those
Like,
old,
Jesus
what,
Christ.
dingleberries were
The
his
dingleberries.
style.
Oh, God.
Man,
Could you imagine
Oh, my
if
God.
someone bent over and
Oh,
they just see, like, hairy poop,
you mean poopy hair.
poopy,
Again,
yeah,
It
whatever.
would be
It's
hairy
an-
poop.
Again, it's an exit-only
The hair's
thing.
supposed to be
Depends
there.
if
It'd be poopy hair.
if there could have been friction, there could have been some hair that fell into the poop.
You just see rash and turd. That's it.
So I wonder if legally you can have that, like, in your yard and have that sign go like that. Like, I wonder if she called the cops.
I would imagine if you don't have an HOA, you're probably fine.
You know?
As long as you're not, like, distracting drivers, like, on a main road, I could...
But like the main, like churches have them, like on main roads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about an 8-foot by
That's
10.
a big fucking sign.
That is a big sign. I wonder how much he paid for that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
must
just to
have-
have
They're
the-
not cheap.
He-
They're not cheap.
He got every dollar out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, like...
She
You
must
said
have
he had-
did something
But
bad.
like, is it?
200?
Was it what did she do that was that
she,
bad?
She had to do something. I
Yeah.
mean, she obviously cheated on him, and I'm guessing
But for
with,
him to go out of his way to buy the house across the street, put that sign installed, like she had to really like, she like fucked her brother or something.
yeah,
or his
like
brother.
he's like
or something.
That's what
like,
I'm saying. Like, she did something to him that he's going to be living with for the rest of his life. Like, this is going to mess him up for a very long time. Poor guy.
I don't know. I feel like that sign's got to be pretty fucking cathartic at that point.
Yeah, like-
You're really that pissed at somebody, you do that. Like, I'd feel great. Like,
Yeah, can you imagine if she brings like some dude to the house and
And
he
just sees
pulls
this
it
sign.
and he sees that sign and they're like, "Is that you?"
and he looks over, he's like, ass?
Like he's like having like a nightcap and like he looks out the window like drinking a beer. Linda takes it in the ass. All right, alrighty then. And then like he's like really excited, but then the next one is like Linda has a fucking poopy butthole. Like,
Yeah. Doesn't wipe completely.
oh damn it! He's like about to get lucky.
And he's like,
shit.
damn it.
He's like
yeah.
Shit.
The one thing that could have ruined it.
But there was over 200 unique. I want to know the other ones. That was only the ones they listed. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, they only listed that.
yeah, they didn't list all 200.
What state is it in?
Does not say a state.
It doesn't say the state.
At least I didn't put a state in this. The whole article. There was a big old article on it, so I
Do you
just took
think
the
that
main
brought
points.
down property values?
Do you think like people actually like stop and just like look at that and read like everything that
Especially
it says?
if he had a really good show for Halloween and he still had the sign out, that would be hilarious. Like, here, kids, come get this candy while you look at my
It says
dead
Happy
guy in
Halloween
the yard
and
and a sign.
Happy Halloween. Then it says Linda's a cunt right
Yeah.
then at the next one.
Or Linda is Satan.
Yeah.
You know, it would be great if she actually did the same thing, but with him, and just like dogged him,
Just back and forth.
and then you could just like, oh shit, he takes it in the ass too.
Maybe, you know,
like,
it could have just been because of child, or like, was it? You
What was his
pay
name,
people
Ron?
after divorce. It's not child support.
I know what you're talking.
Alimony.
Yeah, alimony.
Yeah, that would suck.
like Jesus, man. Yeah, I would like to know what happened in that. Like,
Like they have Christmas themes, like back to like fucking Christmas. It says like, she sucks my balls, fa la 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 la. Like have it like Christmas themed, like every holiday.
that'd be great.
Where are we at here? Okay, here we
Another
go.
one?
Oh, I got plenty of stories tonight, gentlemen.
Alrighty.
Last week I think we talked about like time traveling. Was it last week or the week before?
No,
don't
it's like 2 weeks
remember.
ago.
Was it 2 weeks ago? If you could go back to like a period of time, like maybe you think you should have been like this era or that era,
No.
what would you guys go back to? I think I have a nice little time travel. Like if there was an era that like you might have, maybe like for me, like one thing I always think of because I played high school football and college football and this and that. I always think of like I want to see how football really fucking was like in the 80s, like when it was fucking legit. Like there's not personal fouls for this, and this.
Yeah.
You were fucking able to the Turkey Jones. He literally fucking suplexes him and lands Terry Bradshaw on his head. Like if you did that now, you might be thrown out of the league.
Yeah.
So I always think like stuff like that. Like I would love to play during that era to see how badass these motherfuckers used to be. Because I played in an era where it was like, we had fucking all fancy knee pads and
Yeah.
fancy shit.
Yeah, I get it.
Like
I don't
I
know.
always think about that. And I always think about like
I don't
music
really-
and stuff too, because there was some fucking cool music back then.
Other
Like,
than,
like
like-
upbeat party, like bluesy fucking.
Other than like jobs not really being able to provide a standard of living in this country, like we're still like a lot better off than we ever have been.
Oh, right.
To be fair,
Like I would always want to go back and like see a concert,
We could maybe,
like a
like-
Michael Jackson concert when he was fucking like legit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
I think that'd be fucking awesome. Chris,
I don't know. I guess I have no idea if I had to like go back and. Are you saying like?
anything you want to do or see or anything?
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. It's like weird because I don't. If I had to go back, I don't know.
I don't. Yeah. Now, if I could go back in time and come back to now,
He's like, go back
I
to
would
the
love
asshole
to see
story.
how. No, I'd really like to see how the pyramids were actually built. Like, because everyone, it's more like I want to like definitively know how they were built. And I'm not the person that like it was aliens. I'd really like to know how we did it. That's really cool to me. But
I've always thought of like that. Like who thought of like putting roads in? Like you know what I'm saying? Like just the
Rome.
stupidest No, I'm just saying, like, the most
But-
stupid things that, like, why did they get invented? Like the French fry. Like, how did the fucking French fry, first person to drop fucking a potato in grease, you know what I mean?
Potato and grease. What?
Like
Potato
the fry,
and
like the
grease?
fry, like the,
Oh,
the
fried
make the
potato.
French fry. Like,
Make a
who's like,
French fry?
this is
How
awesome.
about I want to know the guy that thought I'm going to put a slab of lamb on a stick next to some
Are you talking about
fires.
gyros?
Yes,
Like,
and I'm going to shave off parts of it and put it. Is it a pita? Is
Yeah, the pita bread.
And I'm going to take a pita bread and I'll make this weird little almost burrito, not a burrito sandwich. Did he have sour cream back then?
is a gyro a taco?
Yeah.
Is it?
It is?
I don't think so. I think it's a sandwich. I think it's called like a Euro.
Everything's just a
Sandwich.
soup, salad, or sandwich, so it's a sandwich.
Burger's not a sandwich.
Yes, it is. We're not going over this again. A burger is a sandwich.
Oh, we're not going to do that again.
Listeners, is a burger a sandwich?
You were upset about that last
Is
time.
it a
I
soup?
think.
It's definitely not a soup.
Is it a salad?
It's definitely not a salad. But like, what's
So it's a
what?
sandwich.
Wait, hold on. What's pasta then?
A salad.
No, no. What's cereal?
A
A
salad.
soup?
Oh.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's not.
I think
yeah,
it's a
okay.
soup then. You're right. Because it's in a liquid with mixed ingredient.
No.
Yeah. That's
How
like.
about this? If I could go back in time,
Do you put dressing on pasta?
Dressing?
Isn't
No, you put
the
sauce.
condiment? That's a dressing for it.
No. No.
You can use Alfredo sauce. That's like dressing is sauce as well. It's just.
No. You know what I think's really weird while we're on the thing of dressing? Why do people call stuffing dressing?
never even heard of that, bro.
No, it's
Like
stuffing.
You've never heard people say call it the dressing?
No,
I've
that's
never
the
heard of it.
Fucking,
gravy.
it's weird.
I've never heard of that, man. Never heard of that.
Yeah, weird.
Never
My,
heard of that.
my fucking family says it. Like, oh, get the dressing. Like, I'm like, the dressing?
No,
For what?
I mean, if somebody said that, I would grab like Italian dressing. I wouldn't grab no stuffing.
Right, right.
I would never.
You want vinegar and oil,
I
or
never would do that.
Right.
yeah,
So
no.
what were you going to say, back in time to do what?
God, I'm gonna regret saying this.
See Alexander the
He was
Great.
like really hoping I forgot he was going to say something. Say it.
If
No
if I
holds
could
barred.
go, if I could really go back in time and change one thing, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Say it.
I wouldn't have got divorced.
Actually, I think you said
I
that.
wouldn't have got divorced. I wouldn't have got divorced. I'm the one that said I wanted divorce. I'm the one that filed for divorce.
Ah.
I would have probably worked on it,
Go back and work through it.
gone back and worked through it, because I think I did, a little bit more damage than I thought.
Yeah.
But there's nothing I could do now.
Right.
But if somebody said, well, if there was one thing you can change, I would change that. But I can't there's nothing I could do now.
Right.
You
You
but
live
if
and
it-
you learn.
I
That's
live
life.
and I learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there was one thing that I could do, I'd go back and I would definitely change that. But
But
but let's talk about something else, bro.
Yeah, what's your time travel place?
like I said, the football thing would be cool to go see.
How about if you can go back in time and come back? What event would you like to see in history?
Always in school, you know what really fascinated me is like when MLK was like doing his like marches and stuff. Like I was always
Yeah.
fascinated with it, and then it was so crazy that like as they were doing the marches, I remember like watching certain like old clips with like the fire trucks like just
Yeah, they're
fucking
fire
blowing
hosing 'em.
motherfuckers away. I'm like, this is fucking crazy that this is part of our history and this happened, and it's not that long ago.
No,
like
it's not.
like 50 years to me is not like very long ago. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I look back and, like, fucking just me growing up, dial-up internet. Like, sure.
God,
you know
I
what I'm
remember
saying?
that,
Like,
yeah.
Mom, don't answer the phone because you'll kick me off the internet. Like, just weird shit like that. I'm like, we've made it so, like, crazy in just 25 years. I've been alive for 31 years. I'm 31. I'm just, like, crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we made some crazy technical advances, and like Chris, like when you were a kid, what'd you play with, like toy wise?
Dude, I used to ride a bike and run over a can to make it sound like
a
I did that
motorcycle.
that's
Yeah.
what I used to do, man. I used to swing and see how far I could jump off just stuff like that. I mean, that's good times. I mean, the kids don't do that anymore. If kids these days they would hurt themselves and go home
This
crying.
has ruined
Yeah.
children.
Oh, absolutely.
And I blame a lot of it on their parenting. They're just like,
Blame social media, too.
go shut up. And they give it to them. They're just like,
Dude, my one coworker is deciding to get lip injections. I'm like, you
Oh,
are
God,
already
that's-
beautiful. Like, this woman is gorgeous. And I'm just saying, like, you don't need to. Guys, like, if you feel that bad about yourself, you should really go to therapy instead. And
It's not that, dude. It's
Body
social
modification.
media.
Yeah.
It's social media makes these girls think that they have to look a certain way to feel beautiful. So all these other females do it. There's a lot of females out there that have natural beauty. And to all you females out there that have natural beauty, I'm telling you right now, keep it. Do not destroy it. Because natural beauty is the way to go. But then again, like I
remember,
said,
lotion is a great way to take care of your skin.
yes, I'm telling you, there's
Nobody takes care
like
of
I'm
your
telling you,
skin.
like lip injections. Come on, man. I was just
it looks ridiculous.
Do you know what BBL is? I know what you're thinking. It is not that.
what is BBL?
BBL is a procedure where they take
Big black
fat
lips?
from around your stomach and you insert it in your ass.
in your ass? Yeah. And those fucking
That's a very common thing in the black community. Like a lot of girls that have like unnaturally large butts, it's a lot of them got BBLs.
It's like, have you ever seen there's these new videos of like beaches in California or Miami, and these girls just have like ridiculous size asses. Like they're
Yeah.
just like it's back and then just ass.
Yeah,
like
yes.
I'm like,
And it's not
it
like
looks stupid. Like why would you want that?
it doesn't
Like,
even look like you exercised to get that.
Ugh.
It looks like it was clearly surgery.
Correct. And it's just the same thing. Like I said, like I see it all the time on Facebook, man. I'm on Facebook a lot, and I see these girls that have natural beauty, and they put a fucking filter on. And in the comment, I will say, girl, you have natural beauty. Do not use a filter. And they'll be like, thank you. And I'm telling you, you don't need a filter, girl.
They
you
don't care.
need it. You don't need a filter,
Right.
man. Some girls, yes, they need a filter, whatever. But that's what.
I
That's
really
what
wish they
society-
didn't invent some of those beauty filters because it's just a catfishing scenario.
Right, but what I'm saying is,
some of those filters are funny though, like the goofy
Yeah.
ones.
yeah, but
That's fine.
but that's different. But what I'm saying is, these filters have literally destroyed what actually.
It's like
what
a deceiving. It's like deceiving what people really see. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Dude, you know how many times? Listen,
That's a
man.
deception.
You know how many times I've been catfished? Like literally, I'm telling you, man. I could tell you how many times I've been catfished.
Oh, I believe it.
Listen.
Like you see one picture, you're like, okay, she's beautiful, and then you actually meet her, and you're like, go, Buzz's girlfriend, Wolf.
Man, I'm telling you,
It's also like
it's
when
sad.
you go on dating apps and all you see is a face shot. And it's like, all right, they have a cute face, and then you see they're like 350 pounds. They don't do
Yeah.
anything. Like, or you'll be like, hey, you want to go for a hike? I'm like, I don't really like doing that. Like, what do you like to do? Oh, I like sleeping in.
Yeah.
Not really doing
You know what's
much.
still really worse is what, like, you see, like, a picture, and it's all, like, girls with their friends. Like, there's always at least two girls in at all their pictures, and you're
Yeah.
like, which one are you?
Hey,
Well, they do it because they
No, I know
always
what
have the
they're
more
doing.
beautiful girl with that
That's what
friend
I'm
with
saying.
them, and they do it to try to get.
Yep.
we should listen.
more
We should talk. Like, listen, I don't want to even cut this conversation off, but we should seriously talk about this next week when we have more time. Filters, catfishing, because I'll tell you what, the number one thing I hate right now is these girls take these pictures so high in the fucking air, and I don't understand why these girls take these pictures so high in the air.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't get it. And I think it should be a great topic for next
Next
week
week.
about filters, catfishing, because I'll tell you what, and we could talk about, and this is true. I went on I went on a date the other day. We could talk about this next week, and I will try to get this girl to call whatever. Dude, we went on a date. She wanted to order a grilled cheese, and then she did not. So I ordered. Listen, I will get her to talk about it.
I saw your post. Listen to this, Ed.
Listen, I went on this date. This girl wanted to order a grilled cheese, and then she did not. And I was like, I haven't had one in a long time, so I ordered one. She literally took a bite, like it was cut in half.
Yeah.
She took a bite of my grilled cheese. Just like literally just took a bite. So I finished her like chicken wrap, and I took my grilled cheese and just put it on her plate.
Yeah.
And then she looked at me like, what? That? And then like, so I posted about it because I always post my dates on Facebook. I will literally get this girl to talk about it. I think she will because she has like somewhat of a personality.
Right.
So we could talk about that. We could talk about catfishing, filters, these girls that take pictures high, because maybe some could explain to us why
do they
they
it?
do it. And let's talk
Do you
about
think
why
it makes you look smaller? George, take a selfie really high up.
Honestly, like if I don't selfie, so
Yeah, I don't
But if
either.
I were to, it would be. I think that's just what we are like accustomed to doing, just because we've seen it. Like,
Hey, I got an idea.
oh, jeez.
I have a couple selfies that I think are funny of myself.
Okay.
Let's post them on our
So
little
we
thing.
each take a funny selfie for next week.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Or one let's take a recent one and then one that was in the past that's really funny, and let's post them on our screen for next week.
All right. Perfect. Let's
and then,
do it.
And then make sure you let Marcus know too that we can do that for next
Yep.
week, because I think
that's funny.
I think it will make a great show for next week when we have more time.
Absolutely. No, that's a good idea. We'll each find an old selfie that you're like, oh my god, what was I doing?
Yeah.
And then I think we take a new one. Maybe try to like redo that picture, like that,
Yes.
like the old one,
But-
and just try like.
Yes, let's
So
do
like
that.
say I was 12 at the time. I'll try to reimagine that happening. Like I'll that's a deal. Put that in your phone or notes. That way we have that.
And that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do right now.
Guys, what would you say? We talk about like being kids a lot. You know, what would you say is like your earliest memory that you have from like childhood or like?
I think I might have been one.
What was it?
We were living at this condo. I was really little though. I just remember like the driveway and the yard a little bit.
Okay.
And then 2 years old, moving in the house, and my dad was replacing a window outside. He was just hanging outside the window, and my mom was holding me.
Yeah. Just like those weird little. I have two of them. Chris, do you want to go first, or are you still thinking?
No, I have the perfect one. You guys go ahead. I'll chill.
So I have two. I was in Dollywood. I was maybe two, maybe. We were in Dollywood, me, my mom, and her boyfriend at the time. And I remember we were staying in this hotel, and there was black bears in this big trash can. That's like one. I just remember I have like a still frame shot of it off like the balcony. And then I also remember I had to be like 2 or 3 of this too. We used to go camping at some campground, and we're like leaving or something. And my dad, one of my dad's friends, was named Hal. And I just remember my dad whistling, you know, the mouth whistle, and he goes Hal. For whatever reason, those are two of my earliest memories that I remember.
Like,
I don't know why. I don't know why that sticks
how old
out.
were you?
I had to be 2 or 3. I
Yeah.
was young. Yeah. For whatever reason, those are the two earliest memories that
Yeah.
still stick around.
Yeah, I might like my youngest memory. I was like, I remember like when my mom brought my brother home, and I was like, you know, I was kind of like jealous, like, you know, because I was like,
What was the age
like,
gap?
there's like a year.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, you know, kind of like jealous, like, because my mom still like talks about that and stuff like that. But like my funniest memory, I was. This is a good one. This is what started my whole Restivo, like
Wild.
wild.
I was gonna say wild man, but
this
there's
wild
only one
life,
wild man.
wild life. I was in the 4th grade, and we were at recess, and I was with like my best friend. He's been my best friend my whole entire life, and his name is Armin Mastandria.
Okay.
And we told a girl to take off her shirt to prove that she liked us in the 4th grade. So the principal and the teacher like sent letters home thinking like our parents were letting us watch like porno movies and stuff
American
like that.
Pie.
Like, you
man.
know, like, and all that stuff. And that's like what, like, and I think that's like when I was like, dude, like, I think I could do something with this.
You know what's really
And-
funny? I have a very similar story to that. Like, we were playing like house, and I remember my friend was like, it was like me, my friend, and his sister, and like me and the sister was like, you know, husband and wife playing house, and he was the kid. And he was like, "Whoa, you gotta prove it. You gotta strip," to his sister. So like, I don't know what the fuck this means. I'm 5. Well, I'll never forget the sister like pulled her shirt up, but the mom walked in like as this is happening, and the mom just loses her fucking shit. Like, yeah, it was wild. So it's a very
my
similar
God.
story, but yeah, wild.
That's
Jesus.
wild. Hey, I got a question for the both of you, and I don't want to go off topic, but
No, you're good.
do you guys watch wrestling?
Yeah, I'm going to SummerSlam Saturday.
You watch it?
No.
All right, so you watch wrestling.
I may have an extra ticket.
So you might have an extra ticket.
So my friend Hunter that was going, he had a death in the family.
Uh-oh.
So they're $300, but I might have an extra ticket.
Well, let me know.
All right.
So I was talking to a buddy about this, and be honest, even though like, do you really think the card is that good? Like so let me talk
For
first.
SummerSlam.
So for me as a wrestling fan, and it being in Cleveland, I think the card actually is not good at all. I think Seth Rollins as we have an intruder.
Hello, that's my niece.
Oh, okay. So I think Seth Rollins as a referee is a horrible decision.
I thought the same thing.
Okay, so I think that Cody Rhodes wrestling solo for the belt is not. I mean, they could have done something
Yeah,
way better.
Solo's not a good.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not like it's very random. Like I thought, like Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam, and you're facing like the guy
Solo.
that was like in the background of the bloodline.
That's
like
what I'm saying. That's why I
it was
think
bad. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I think they could have done a better match. Like I think that like Gunther versus Damian Priest for the world
it
title.
seemed rushed.
I think that like that's a horrible match. Like, is Roman Reigns really coming back? Because
I don't know.
because no Jey Uso at
Yep.
SummerSlam.
Yep.
I'm a true believer. Like I think like he's like the biggest guy right now besides the Yes movement. Like the Yes movement
Yeah.
like was the biggest thing, and this Yeet thing.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me you cannot do anything better than him than with like what's her name? Like
Yeah.
Like I just think that the card is
And
very
the
weak for it being in Cleveland. Like you couldn't
Yeah.
you couldn't give us a better SummerSlam and a better card than what you
The
give
match
us.
I was looking forward to most was CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre because they built it up for so fucking long.
Yes.
And then they put like Seth Rollins. Like, why would you? There's gonna be some kind of weird ending.
I know, but that's
It's
what
not
I'm
going to be like. Why wouldn't you have that long match? The build up, and then you put Seth Rollins where it's not going to be probably a clean finish of some sort.
That's what I'm saying. Like I would rather see Seth Rollins wrestle than be a referee.
I agree.
And that's what I'm saying. Like Solo versus what? Seriously,
Yeah.
versus like Cody Rhodes. Like what you're telling me? Like Solo. Like there's so many other opponents that they could have gave him to
Yep.
wrestle. And then who's Randy Orton wrestling?
I don't even know.
Nobody. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I
You don't
think
even
I
have
don't
him.
think he's on the card.
That's what I'm saying. He's not on the card. Like
Yeah.
Like it's just like because I wanted to go, and then I just saw the card, and I'm just like, man, like, do I really want to spend like $600-700 on a ticket? And,
I got a hookup. I have a friend that works for the Browns.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, she called me because this was a few months ago. We covered that's when they first announced SummerSlam was coming to Cleveland. Well, she saw the video. She's like, George, I have 3 tickets. They're $300, and it's like free food. The whole it's very nice seats. We're like I think it's a 35-yard line, but it's like up a little ways, so you're gonna perfect view to the ring. I'll send you the pictures, but I was like, it's once in a lifetime that SummerSlam comes to
Well,
fucking
yeah.
Brown
Well,
Stadium.
I'll tell you this: if your friend can't make it,
Yeah.
let me know. I'll give
Okay.
you $300. I'll go. But I'm just saying, like, as a wrestling fan, I just disappointed in for it being like a SummerSlam. Like I figured,
Yeah, I
because it's
agree.
like it's a top 4 pay-per-view in my eye, and it's just
And it's
I
one-
just
and it's
figured
one-
they could have just done a better.
And it's
better
one of the
show.
main ones that have lasted SummerSlam, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and I think there's probably one more in there.
Yeah,
Those
Royal
are like
Rumble,
the ones
and
that,
Royal
the Royal
Rumble.
Rumble.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
That survived the time.
Are you going to SmackDown on Friday?
I am not.
No.
Ed, you want to wrestle?
No.
No, I'm just wondering
I'm
because
too
I just
sunburned.
wanted to talk about it in the
Yeah.
show because I was just like disappointed in this card, man. I'm just like, Jesus, dude.
It's really struggling without Roman Reigns around and like The Rock. Like that was a good like 4 or 5 months where like it was good every week, and since they have been non-existent, it's been struggling.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, do they bring Roman Reigns back at SummerSlam with Jimmy
How
and
old is
Jay
the guy?
Uso?
Who?
Roman Reigns.
How old is he? Maybe 35.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
But do they bring Roman back with Jay and Jimmy Uso
I don't know.
as like the bloodline?
Something's gonna happen because I think because the next big pay-per-view is Survivor Series.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. Like,
So
the-
yeah, like what are they planning to do with that?
But they can't just like I look at it as like, could they really bring back like Jay Uso cannot go back to tag teaming with Jimmy. He's just too big on his
yeah, it's
own.
too
man.
big now. Yeah, I agree.
You know, like just to cancel him out and put him back in the tag team
Yeah,
title thing. You know,
right.
like I don't know. I just wanted to bring
yeah.
it up.
No,
Like, to
I'll be
see-
honest. I don't know what they're gonna do. But going back to the earliest memory, this is the last story. So Charles Malone, age 15, is one of the smartest people in the world. He's received a 36 on the ACT score, which is perfect score. He's also received perfect 1600 on the SAT score. He's also skipped many grades. It said up to 5 grades that was skipped in elementary school. So
Wow.
like he was in middle school like pretty quickly. Charles Malone says his earliest memory is when he's being born and coming out of his mom's vagina. Charles says this memory has scarred him for life.
What? Does that even make sense?
What scarred him?
His earliest memory is coming out of his mom's vagina.
And it scarred him for life?
That's a monk moment right there.
Yep.
That's just weird. How does that even make sense? This doesn't even make sense to
Well,
me.
isn't most memories tied to trauma? So if it's really traumatic
Maybe,
for you,
maybe, but as a baby, like
that's just somebody saying, "I wish I never was born." Like
That's just
that's
somebody.
like
That's just somebody that's.
I
Like,
didn't
stick the
want to.
needle.
It's like I didn't want to be here from the very beginning. Like
that's like the story I heard about this lady that suing her parents or something because she didn't ever want to be born, and now she's suing her parents.
Yeah,
or
I've
something.
saw that,
Did-
too.
Did you hear that story?
I've heard that, yeah, that
like
was- yeah.
that's just like ridiculous, and that's the smartest guy in the world is saying that.
Yeah,
like that's the dumbest comment the smartest man in the world could ever make. Like I just like
yeah, that story that he's talking about, the girl suing his parents because he or she, whoever it was, didn't ask to be brought into the world.
yeah. Like and like it's
What?
how can you have such a lawsuit?
how can like if there was like I mean if you're a judge or an attorney you have to look at that and just laugh and be like this isn't even possible. And if you're a judge or an attorney and you're taking that case, I'm telling you on this podcast you're a fucking idiot. Bottom line, you're an idiot if you're taking that case.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
telling you.
If you have an argument for it that would be valid legally, but there's no precedence, so like,
Yeah, like-
there's nothing to go off of.
That's like that's the way of life. You have sex, you have kids. Like, how do you?
Yeah.
That's the life. Like,
It's just a way, but how do you even take that case? How's that even?
If you
how does
didn't
it-
want to be born so bad, why'd you swim so hard? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a good one.
That is a good one. Hit the rock on that one.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
we have a comment about it. It says, impossible. His brain would be not developed enough to remember that. Only trauma is very young memories, such as car accidents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just doesn't like for being the smartest guy in the world to make that comment. It just doesn't even make sense to me.
Right.
I don't know, man. That's just stupid to me. Like, I've said some stupid shit in my life.
That is just the
I
worst
wouldn't
thing
even
to
say
waste
that.
money on for a lawyer, too. Like, you still have to pay this lawyer.
Right.
You're not even going to have a chance at winning it.
That's funny.
No, but maybe the parents might just be like, I'll just pay you off. Like, you know what I'm
No.
saying?
Yeah.
Because the judge could just dismiss it outright.
I don't even get how that gets to the step where you file a lawsuit for it.
I don't even know how it gets in front of the judge. The judge should just look at this and be like, there's just no way. Just get this out of my courtroom. Like, you
That's
know
exactly
what I'm saying?
I'd be like. I would have to read it 3 times before I'm like, what?
This doesn't
Yeah.
even make
What?
sense.
It'd be like stone cold. What?
I don't know. This is like, what? Just eat this
what?
out of here. Just eat this thing out of my courtroom, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, that's wild.
Gentlemen, that was my last story for the night.
Okay.
Got anything?
You guys hear about the fires burning in Northern California and Oregon?
I have not.
Totally, including the fires in Canada, it's over 1 million acres burning.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn it. Dude, fire's a scary thing, man. Like that. Like, there's no spread so fast. It's like herpes.
Personal experience, there, George?
Nope. I've just been told stories.
Huh?
Jesus. That's scary right there, man. Like, he just said it like he knew. Like, that came right out of his mouth like he didn't even need to think about it, man.
Like herpes.
It says spreads like herpes. Didn't even need to think about it.
I mean, I would have said it spreads like hawk, too.
I don't know. You just said herpes like, boom, baby.
See, it's like you speak from experience, Ed.
No.
See how that
I mean,
works?
no, wait. Well, like, there was a video, I like the TikTok. It was, Little League batters up to bat, and the team's like, spit on that thing, and the whole dugout goes, hawk 2, and the batter has to go to the umpire, and he just steps out of the box, and
It's
he's just laughing.
like a kid, like a youth.
Yeah,
thing?
yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought so. They could have been like high schoolers.
That's fucking funny.
That's hilarious. Like,
That thing's not getting old yet.
no.
Dude, that girl is everywhere. She was just on the show with that old geezer guy. He does a podcast now, and like,
Who?
it's some old guy. I can't think of his name off the top of my head, but he smokes weed on his podcast. And like, she's just sitting there, and like, he's like, "What kind of music you listen to?" And she's like, "Well, I listen to country," and he's like, "I do not like country." He's like, "I like Taylor Swift, though, when she sang country." It was just so stupid. But this girl's fucking everywhere. She's doing, like...
I heard she made like $100,000 on one podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
She's doing, like, these stupid events. Like, she was a judge in a bikini contest, and she was paid $35,000 to be the judge.
So, obviously, are they
Thank God
obviously
she's pretty.
making money, like, to bring her in, right?
Right,
Like,
yeah,
these contests have to be making money
Yeah.
to bring her in, like, for her to get paid to doing that. Like, they're not just paying her to come in for
I think
free.
they're paying her to be there. That
Does
way
that-
she generates more people to come and see her as well.
yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. They have to be making money to pay
yeah.
her.
I would assume.
I
If
mean,
not,
they're-
they're just... That's
Watch
bad
her
business.
get into a new women's rights movement is what's going to happen.
I heard OnlyFans offered her like $7 million or something
Wow.
for like one like porno.
Really?
He's like, really?
Jesus, man. No,
I
I
have
just
to look into
I just-
this. Say OnlyFans.
No, it's just amazing to me.
yeah.
Like, it's just amazing to me, like how, you know, this thing is still going on.
I think we're onto something. Abraham fan.
You know,
I'm onto something here.
No.
He said, "Ooh."
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Like,
No. No.
I don't want to know you're fucking anybody, let alone watch it happen, okay?
you should be happy if he's having sex, man.
No, I'm
$7
happy when
million.
he's not
I could
an
build a
ass-
brand new studio for
You
us.
know what? You're right. You could. You're not going to generate that in the first month, though.
That's
Or
not
one
I don't
video.
know. I don't know.
Yeah, like 2 years from now, we start seeing him at the Playboy Mansion, and it's like,
Did you-
I remember George when he was just a spry youth podcasting in his living room.
Well, I
Now
don't know.
he's giving it to tens he would never have had
Tens.
hoped for.
Tens. Well, gentlemen, final last words, final skid marks. What do you got?
You go kayaking. and you think you put enough sunscreen on, you didn't. All right,
Oh,
put more on.
You put sunscreen on too,
I
man?
put it on 4 times yesterday.
Like, did you spray or
Yeah.
actually like the rub?
I forgot to spray my stomach the other time. My back isn't too bad. My lower back's a little red. Like, sunscreen, people.
He puts more fucking sunscreen on. We go golfing, and it's like 70. He's like...
You know, I do like it mostly because it has moisturizer in it. So
I'm
I
sure
don't
you
have
do.
to worry about that. I
Sure
don't
you
like
do.
it when my forehead feels dry either.
I hate sunscreen. I hate the smell of it. I hate fucking everything about it.
Dude, I grew up on that banana boat, 2-in-1.
The banana boat.
The sunscreen bug spray. So, like, if I smell that, it takes me back to summer camp
It's the worst.
as a
Oh,
kid.
man.
It's like swimming in chlorine water.
Yeah, but summer camp was so much fun when you were a kid, man.
Oh, yeah. It's not even the
Those
same
were
anymore.
such good times,
I
so many
love-
memories.
I love that we did dodgeball in school, and nobody's like, oh, this is dangerous.
Dude, I remember...
And now they banned it from school.
There was this
Dodgeball?
girl named
Yeah.
Lorene, and we played. It was like the legit red
Yeah.
fucking dodgeballs. I will never forget. My friend threw one up, so she looked at it, and I threw one so fucking hard. This dodgeball consumed her fucking face. Dude, the ball was flat at one point and just fucking ate her. And I'll never forget, she was just crying. She ran to like the locker
So,
rooms. I'll never forget that
The
shit.
YMCA would have Friday night youth dodgeball, and I would go to that. And we would get put in random groups. And I was never in the best group. I was always the last one in because nobody could hit me. But the one match, it got down to...
But you couldn't throw, so you couldn't get
No,
anyone out
it
either.
hurt my arm so much. Like, I could throw a baseball fine, but those foam
No,
ones...
you can't. Over 6.
No, like an actual baseball, I'm pretty good. And, like, I was always in outfield because I could throw it far
Yeah.
in Little League. But, like, with those foam balls, it's not heavy enough for the counterweight as I'm throwing to not just screw my shoulder over.
Yep.
Where, like, a baseball, I got used to the weight and I could have no problem. But I was I was 1-on-1. Was getting, like, really close. Winds up. We're right at the line because we're both going to get a ball. And I fake throw it, and I just underhand it at his legs. He was so pissed because they threw it like a softball. And he was like, what's the matter? I got you out.
Right,
But he
right.
was, like, so pissed.
Yeah,
Down in downtown Willoughby this past weekend, they had Christmas in July. They had a dunk tank with Santa in it.
Yeah, and they like the
And
softball batting cage
It
balls.
was harder than you think because they were like a little lighter than a real softball. So I was thinking they were real softball. So
No. Those
What?
are the batting cage balls.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a real softball at first. Well, Ed goes up there. He goes 0 for 6, misses all 6.
I just wanted
I'm
to
like,
throw
Ed, are
it
you
as-
fucking kidding me? Well, I went up and went 0 for 3. I'm like, fuck, I look like a real stupid ass.
Did
Yeah, it was
anybody
harder
get
than
him
you
in?
think. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was going down
I
there.
hit
fucking,
the thing on the side, and it just didn't go.
Yeah, didn't hit it hard.
Dodgeball was fun, man. Kickball was awesome. You
I
guys
love
remember
kickball. Oh, yeah.
playing kickball like that?
Yeah.
Kickball, any kind of dodgeball was great. God,
They don't do that stuff
kids
anymore,
don't do
man.
shit anymore.
Can you imagine if these kids they played dodgeball and they got hit in the face with a dodgeball or a stomach, man? That school, man,
Dude,
the
I
parents would be calling.
I remember
"Oh,
that-
you hit my kid.
that sound of the dodgeball? It was like that real. I can't even like. You
Just
know
the
the sound.
sound, the
You know the
sound, yeah.
sound of that
Just
rubber
the ball, the rubber
Yes,
ball hitting you.
Yes.
I remember
yes.
there was a day, Edison Elementary, we were playing dodgeball. A guy takes the ball out of my hands, so I go over to him, I bite him on his arm, and I take it back. Because, like, I'm a small kid, but, like...
You bit him on his arm?
I bit him, like, and I
Mike
just...
Tyson over here.
I literally was like, mine. He's like, why'd you do that, Eddie? I was like, he took my ball.
And that's when he got the nickname Wild Man. That guy's wild. Stay away from him. He bites kids. He was the
Oh,
biter.
shit. Well, that's good. Hey, I found out today I'm a narcissist, guys. I am a narcissist because of my crazy, upbeat personality. On one of my posts today, I was called a narcissist because of my personality. Yep.
What'd you say?
I laughed, and they told me we should talk about it on the podcast. Yeah, they told me to talk about it on the podcast because
What'd
of
you
my.
say, though?
I laughed. I said I didn't really say anything. I said,
What was the post?
The post was something about going half in on a relationship with me, and just know that I have a crazy upbeat personality, and if we get together, we're not going to break up because the dating world is a train wreck, crash and burn shit show. So this girl was like, just told me I was a narcissist because of my personality, and said
I wouldn't say that's narcissistic there. That's more of like pessimism.
No, she said I was a narcissist because of my personality.
I'm going to have to comment and say I don't think she knows what a narcissist is.
Well,
No.
it's a fake profile, and it's this person that I think I know who it is.
Okay.
So she's like, talk about it. Well, this person was like, talk about it on the podcast. And I'm like, well, why don't you just come on the podcast and, talk about it with me? And then it was complete fucking silence.
Keyboard warriors, brother.
Yeah, keyboard warriors. But I
Keyboard
know
warriors.
I know
It's
who
not
it is.
narcissism,
I know
man.
who it is, and they'll get
We'll
that.
find you.
Hey, they're going to get that yeet. They're going to get that yeet. That's all I got to say. They're going to get that yeet.
Get the yeet for the yeeter of the world.
They're going to get that yeet. That's for sure. What about you, George? What you got?
For my last words?
Yep.
Don't finger assholes
Yeah.
with a ring on.
Hey, don't forget about next week, Mac. Make sure you tell them about next week, what we're doing
What's
on the
next
show.
week? Oh, yeah. What are we doing next week?
We're going to talk about
selfies.
fake, selfies and natural beauty. And, we're going to make sure we post our selfies up there.
Yes.
Last
More
one.
Olympic talk, too, because I'm sure something
Oh,
else
something
is
crazy
gonna
will happen about the Olympics for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, more
Like
Olympic
a bombing. What?
Well, no, they had the fire bombs go off on the rail trains before the
Yeah,
opening
I saw that
ceremony
too.
there.
Yep.
I cannot wait to show
They don't even know who did
the
it.
selfies of like a past selfie,
Like an old selfie.
and
yeah.
then do like a new one.
Maybe it doesn't even have to be like necessarily a selfie, just a really old funny picture that you're just like, wow, that's funny.
Like I
Oh my
can't
God,
believe
I
I
got
did
one.
this.
That, like mom gave you a bowl cut,
I
like something
got
so
one.
ridiculous.
Oh no!
So yeah, get that picture ready. We'll have that for you next week, and then you gotta try to redo that picture from when you were that age. That's hilarious.
Oh no, not that age. I'm not I'm trying to do
No.
one that I did one for from a few years ago that I tried to do. Oh my God, you guys are gonna die when you see this.
So try. Let's do this. Try to find an old picture, and then you re-imitate a real old picture, like now. Oh my God, that's scary.
Look at all my hair.
So an old picture, try to re-imitate that, and then a recent picture and try to re-imitate that. So 4 total pictures, fine. Oh my God.
You're not going to believe me, but this is an actual photo of me.
Look at that one,
Oh, my God. Your
George.
beard wasn't gray.
George, I have to do this one. I don't have a choice.
Final last words.
We already did.
We just
One
did
more
it.
time.
Huh?
One more time.
Final last words for me, man. I hope everybody enjoys this beautiful week. Remember, man, natural beauty, girls, is the way to go.
Always live and die with the deep ball. Jesus. But that's going to do it for tonight's show of the Abraham Drinking Podcast. Please share the show, tell a friend, follow us across all social media. Catch us next week and throughout the week. We will also be down at Frank and Tony's place tomorrow night for trivia. So catch us, have a great time with us. But that's going to do it for tonight's show. Hasta la vista.